At the CEO's matchmaking event, the line outside stretched endlessly. Every candidate more beautiful than the last. "Son, I think the Chi family's daughter isn't bad at all," the mother said kindly. "Too ugly," the son cut her off flatly. "The Ho family's eldest is good too. I heard she's the most beautiful woman in the imperial city." "Too old," he replied coldly. "What about Lady He, the seventh miss? She's the princess of the U Palace." "Her voice is too fake," he interrupted again. They had gone through every woman in the empire, yet her son still didn't like a single one. Did I take the wrong path? The mother thought. Could it be, my son likes men? "Oh come on, son. Just tell mom the truth. What kind of person do you like? Whoever you choose, I'll accept them. Anything's fine." "You decide that. You're letting me decide again. Then I'll find my sweet grandson Zhuobao a gentle male mommy." Meanwhile, the very same Zhuobao being discussed was busy finding himself a girlfriend. "Beautiful lady, my name is Lin Zhua. Will you marry me?" "Wait, you said you're Lin Zhua. Isn't Lin Du my husband from my previous life? You're his son?" It seems she really has been reborn. In her past life, she was the unloved second daughter of the Shi family. After marrying the most handsome man in the empire, Lin Du, she ignored both him and his adorable son. In the end, she was betrayed by her half-sister and that scumbag lover, pushed off a cliff to her death. In this life, who could possibly resist such a soft, chubby little dumpling? Both her ex-husband and Zhuobao now belonged to Shi Wei. "Beautiful lady, let me take you to change your dress. Tonight's my daddy's 27th birthday banquet. He's super handsome, just like you're super pretty." Shi Wei froze. So she had returned to 2 years ago, to Lin Du's 27th birthday banquet, the wife selection ceremony. At that time, Lin Du had gathered the most elegant and accomplished socialites in the entire nation aboard a luxurious cruise ship, just like an emperor choosing his empress. Those chosen would marry him on the spot. Every noble lady in the country had fought tooth and nail for an invitation to the Lin family banquet, and that night the one Lin Du chose was her. "Little one, can you take me to see your daddy? I have something really important to tell him." "Oh, so the little mermaid princess wants to be Zhuobao's mommy, huh? Zhuobao wants to marry you, but you want to be his mommy. Well, that's fine. Once daddy kicks the bucket, everything'll belong to Zhuobao anyway." Meanwhile, all the high-ranking elders of the Lin family had gathered in the grand conference hall on the top deck of the luxury cruise ship. "Adu, all the young ladies here today are the most outstanding daughters from powerful families. Take a look. See which one you like." Lin Du, however, looked completely indifferent. "This wife selection, it's just to bring some joy to my ailing grandmother, and to find my son a mother. Pick whoever you want, and make it quick. Don't miss the lucky hour." That tone and that look in his eyes nearly scared the elders off the ship. Suddenly, Butler Zhong hurried over. "Master Lin, the young master has returned, but he brought a lady with him." "A woman?" Lin Du raised an eyebrow, a faint smirk tugging at his lips. "Interesting. Isn't that little brat supposed to hate women?" At the banquet, Shi Wei's half-sister Shi Finjia was openly flaunting her affection with Shi Wei's fiancé, Go Ju. "Ah Ju, I'm only here because grandfather ordered me to attend. I'd never marry that ugly beast Lin Du. Jia, once I take your sister's mother's assets from that foolish woman, I'll break off the engagement and marry you." The two whispered sweetly to each other, oblivious to the stares around them. Just then Shi Wei's cousin Sha Bai hurried over to chime in. "That Shi Wei is so shameless. She actually accepted the Lin family's invitation and planned to sneak into the banquet behind your back. Good thing Sister Finjia was clever enough to give me her invitation instead. That little tramp doesn't deserve to attend such an event. Once I secure the position of Madame Lin tonight, I'll never forget Sister Finjia's support." Before she could finish speaking, a woman of stunning grace and beauty appeared. So radiant it seemed she brought her own light. In an instant, every gaze in the hall turned toward her, as if the brilliance of the room itself had dimmed around her presence. Shi Finjia and her cousin Sha Bai both froze, their smiles stiffening. "Sister Sha Bai," Finjia whispered sharply, "Shi Wei doesn't even have an invitation. She must have tricked the Lin family's security to sneak in. And look at her, dressed like that. If the Lin family head takes a liking to her, then we're—" "Don't worry, sister, I'll make that bitch embarrass herself in front of everyone and get thrown out of the banquet." Finjia smirked to herself. "Hey, what a loyal little dog. The blonde Shabai immediately stepped forward, pointing accusingly that's her. Sure Wei. She snuck in without an invitation. Throw her out right now. The security guards looked helpless. Miss, please show us your invitation. Sure Wei remained perfectly calm, a faint smile tugging at her lips. Shabai, aren't you tired of playing the thief crying thief routine? My invitation was stolen by you, wasn't it? Since you've already called the guards, that saves me the trouble of tossing you into the sea myself. The bystanders erupted in murmurs. The Shah family. Which Shah family is that? No idea, but damn, that name Shabai really fits her perfectly. Shabai's face turned pale with panic and humiliation. She was clearly losing control. You already have a fiancé and you still come to the Lin family's matchmaking banquet, trying to climb into 7th Master's bed and turn yourself into a phoenix. Sure Wei, you're shameless. Sure Wei didn't hold back. She stepped forward and delivered a heavy backhand. No way, this submissive waist actually slapped me. She's like a different person. Shabai snapped, furious. The Lin household's young master Zhuobao didn't sit idle either. With a childish yet commanding tone he declared, "Mommy, does your hand hurt? Zhuobao will blow on it to make it better." The moment he said mommy, Shabai grew even bolder and sneered. So she got knocked up by some random man, and now a little bastard pops out? The brat had reached his limit. Why mommy shows you kindness and you've got no shame. Since you've got no shame, someone slap her until she learns some decency, he ordered. At that, the crowd finally realized. This boy was indeed the legendary young master of the Lin family. Soon Shabai's face was a swollen mess, bruised and puffy like a pig's snout. Harder. Didn't you skip dinner? Get the anger out of mommy for me. Tonight I'll make you scavenge for food inside chicken legs. How could you beat me into a pig's face? I'm Sher Finjia's sister, the Sher family's eldest girl. Shabai cried out, protesting. The moment the Sher name was mentioned, people reacted. Sher Finjia couldn't stay calm any longer. Inside, Sher Finjia raged. Shabai is useless and always a screw-up. And that way, how did she even get close to the Lin young master? She's usually clumsy with words, but tonight she speaks like a blade. She must be jealous that I took Aju from her. She's trying to humiliate me on purpose. Next, the purple-haired Sher Finjia made her move again. Hey, you've really misunderstood Sister Shabai. Sher Wei raised a brow and sneered, head twisting like that. What episode of Ghost Tales are you acting in? Pretending to be graceful, Finjia eagerly struck up conversation with young Master Zhuobao. Shabai hurried to jump in with her usual divine assist. Sher Wei, you think you deserve to call Sister Finjia your sibling. Your mother was the first wife who got thrown out of the Sher family. Sister Finjia's mother is the real Madame Sher. Finjia's face turned an ugly shade of green, but she forced a smile. Oh, thank you for the reminder that there's a clear line between legitimate and illegitimate. After all, a bastard daughter doesn't deserve to call me sister. The crowd erupted in murmurs. Wait, that doesn't make sense. If Sher Wei's the legitimate daughter, why is she younger than Finjia? Right? Finjia's always bragging she's the Sher family's eldest daughter. Don't tell me her father, Sher Chuan, was already fooling around right after marrying his first wife? You guys really didn't know. Finjia's mother used to be the first wife's personal maid. And in just 3 or 4 years she replaced her mistress and became Sher Chuan's second wife. Oh, so that's how it is. The crowd gasped in realization. So the famous CEO of Fragrance Entertainment, Sher Finjia, is actually the real illegitimate daughter. The hall buzzed with whispers and laughter. Finjia's purple hair shimmered under the lights as her face went pale with fury. Her fingers trembled from rage that if not for the public eye, she would have torn Shabai's mouth apart on the spot. But her acting was impeccable. She swallowed her anger, put on a gentle smile, helped Shabai to her feet and skillfully shifted all the blame toward Sher Wei. It's all my fault, she said softly, feigning remorse. But sister only gave your invitation to Shabai for your own good. After all, since you're already engaged, you shouldn't be here. You can't betray Aju, can you? Seeing himself mentioned, the so-called average guy Goju hurried forward, pretending to look heartbroken. Yes, Wei. Why would you go behind my back and meet the head of the Lin family? Didn't we swear eternal love to each other? Sher Wei didn't even bother looking at him. Her voice was calm and cutting. That engagement was something you made up. I never agreed to it. As she spoke, she tapped her phone and sent a message to everyone present. Within seconds, the crowd exploded again. Oh my God. Ju and Shi Finjia are actually having an affair. Disgusting. This is next level gross. That Go family young master. Begging Shi Wei to marry him while sneaking around with her scheming half-sister. They're literally the modern-day Pan Jinlian and Shimin Qing. So it was Finjia and Go Ju all along. The audience roared in outrage. Even little Zhuobao couldn't stand it anymore. His face darkened as he snapped, "Throw them into the sea." The tea girl turned on the waterworks again, her voice trembling pitifully. "Hey, you're such a kind person. You wouldn't just watch me get thrown into the sea, right?" Shi Wei smiled faintly and raised a hand to stop the guards. "You're right, Zhuobao dear, this might not be appropriate." The purple-haired Finjia smirked inwardly. This girl's always soft-hearted. She can't resist a sob story. As long as I act pitiful enough, she'll definitely let me go. But Shi Wei's expression shifted into calm indifference. "Then how about this? Tie plenty of fish bait to all three of them before tossing them overboard. Make sure it's plenty, got it?" She paused, her gaze cutting toward Go Ju. "And now, Mr. Go, in front of everyone here, consider yourself officially dumped." The words fell, and with a loud splash, all three were thrown into the sea. Unbeknownst to them, everything was being watched from the second floor by the Lin family elders. "That girl's got guts," one elder muttered. "Ruthless, sharp, and our young master seems to like her." Lady Du leaned toward her son, testing the waters. "Son, that girl, she's quite interesting, isn't she?" Without hesitation, the boy grinned. "She's my wife now." In the grand hall downstairs, little Zhuobao ran up to Shi Wei, holding a small plate. His eyes sparkled. "Mommy, try this chestnut cake. It's Daddy's favorite." Shi Wei stared at the boy, her heart tightening as if struck by déjà vu. In her past life, she had cared only about herself. And that scumbag Go Ju, she hadn't even known what her husband liked to eat. This time she silently vowed, "Not again. I'll remember everything." Just then, old Master Shi and her father Shi Chuan entered the hall with grand authority. "My dear granddaughter, you've brought honor to the Shi family." The old man beamed. "The Lin family has just sent a formal proposal. From this day forth, you belong to 7th Master Lin." The words made Wei freeze, her mind flashing back to her previous life, when someone from the Shi family had said the same thing, that she'd been chosen by the elusive Lin Du to be his wife. In that life, Lin Du, the cold, unromantic Iron Man, hadn't even bothered with a proposal. He'd just thrown down an astronomical bride price and claimed her. But this time, he wouldn't have it so easy. Zhuobao was over the moon. "Daddy's amazing. Out of all the women here, he picked the mermaid princess as his wife. Just like me, Daddy's got perfect taste." And then the so-called pig-faced man finally appeared. "Wait a sec. Wasn't the Lin family head supposed to be ugly?" Someone gasped. "Oh my God, he's gorgeous. He's not just handsome, he's divine. That man's legs aren't legs. They're the spring waters of the Seine." Screams and gasps echoed across the ballroom as Lin Du made his entrance. The moment Lin Du's gaze fell upon Shi Wei, he froze. It was their first meeting. Yet something about her felt both foreign and achingly familiar, stirring a strange flutter in his chest. A sudden pang of pain struck his heart. Meanwhile, Shi Wei silently vowed to herself, "In my past life we were husband and wife, yet I never truly looked at you, not once. Lin Du, in this life I will learn who you really are." Just then little Zhuobao suddenly leapt out from the crowd, waving his tiny arms. "Daddy, I missed you so much." Gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd as every eye turned toward the scene. Lin Du's cold expression softened. He reached out and effortlessly lifted his son into his arms. Zhuobao grinned ear to ear. "Daddy, you really found me a mommy." The iron tree finally bloomed. Meanwhile, little Zhuobao, ever the mischievous sprite, noticed something shocking. His mommy was staring at Daddy, totally dazed. He pouted, crossing his tiny arms. "Humph. What a heartless woman. Just a minute ago your eyes were full of me. Fine then, your homework's doubled today." Just then a calm voice came from Lin Du's side. The family butler, Uncle Zhong, stepped forward and respectfully addressed her. "Miss Shi Wei, good evening. I am Zhong, the Lin family's butler. I come bearing 7th Master's message. He wishes to know, would you be willing to marry into the Lin family and become his wife?" The massive gemstone in the velvet box, larger than an egg, sparkled brilliantly under the chandelier, making Shi Wei's heart skip for half a beat. but she kept her flawless smile, composure steady and graceful. "Butler Zhong," she said sweetly, "don't you think a proposal is something your seventh master should do himself?" Her tone was polite, yet every word was sharp as glass. "After all, I'd be marrying him, not you. What do you say, seventh master?" Shi Chuan immediately panicked. He rushed to grab his daughter's arm, turning toward Lin Du with a nervous laugh. "Seventh master, I apologize on my daughter's behalf. She's young and impulsive. Please don't take her words to heart." "And you," he barked at Wei, "how dare you speak to seventh master and Butler Zhong so rudely? Being chosen is your blessing. What right do you have to make demands?" Everyone else was stunned. This woman must be out of her mind. The bride price had been delivered, the face was already saved, and yet she still wasn't satisfied. What next? Did she expect seventh master to kneel down? The stepmother could barely contain her delight. "Yes, Wei, keep acting. Once you anger the Lin family, forget about marrying their patriarch. Your dream of being Madame Lin #1 will be over." But only Lin Du thought differently. He spoke calmly. "Why should I argue with her? She's my wife, and she's absolutely right." The crowd gasped as Lin Du, under everyone's shocked gaze, suddenly dropped to one knee. "Beautiful Miss Sherway," he said softly, "will you marry me and become my wife?" The CEO's live proposal sent the guests into chaos. Women squealed with delight, while his own son's eyes filled with tears. Damn it. The woman he loved most was stolen by his dad. Lin Du looked up with a gentle smile. "Beautiful lady, will you be my wife?" Wei's cheeks flushed crimson, her heart pounding. "And what do I get if I marry you?" Lin Du chuckled. "My fortune and my body both belong to you. After marriage, do whatever you wish. I won't interfere as long as it doesn't stop us from having kids. Everything goes your way." Wei blinked, half dazed by the sudden promise, then grinned. "Fine. Let's get married tomorrow. Let's make it thrilling." They shared a knowing smile as the women around them shrieked in envy. One even joked, "Just kill us all already. Let the newlyweds celebrate in peace." At that moment, Go Ju's younger sister, Go Fei, stomped her foot in rage. "Brother, sis-in-law, you probably don't know yet. Wei's been chosen by Lin Du. She's gonna be the lady of the Lin family." She waved her phone dramatically. "Look at him. Lin Du's ridiculously handsome. To win him over, I went all the way to Korea for plastic surgery, flew to Spain for liposuction, then headed to the States for a boob job. And guess what? Just when I showed up at the banquet, Lin Du picked *Sherway* instead." Her eyes glinted coldly as she hissed, "But don't worry, brother and sis-in-law, that I'm her best friend. And her bridesmaid tomorrow. I'll make sure her wedding turns into a funeral." Meanwhile, as Wei arrived home, the butler rushed over. "Miss, bad news. Your brother's been kicked out by your stepmother, he beachy." Wei arched a brow. "Well, before going to war, one must arm herself properly. Chanel #001, grant me victory tonight." In the living room, the two venomous vipers were already plotting their next wicked move. "Grandmother, Wei's back." "I'm a little scared," Finjia whispered, though the glint in her eyes betrayed a hint of smugness. Grandma Raubus snorted dismissively. "Scared of what? If she dares steal your man, I'll make her little sister kneel and beg for forgiveness." Finjia smirked, pulling out an elegant jewelry box. "Grandma, this one's for you, the 9th ring in the set." Finjia's face twisted with fury as she hissed under her breath. "That money-grubbing old hag Raubus. She used to sneer at my mother just for giving birth to a girl. This sapphire necklace. Ju bought it for me. I've never even worn it myself, and giving it to her. Might as well feed it to a dog." Her voice turned venomous. "Once I become the Lin family matriarch and get rid of that slut Wei, I'll make sure this sexist witch gets a nice, peaceful euthanasia." Before she could finish, a makeup palette shot across the room like a bullet. Smack. It landed squarely on the purple-haired woman's forehead, the impact echoing through the hall. Sherway's cold voice followed. "Finjia, looks like even your flesh reeks. Otherwise, how could the deep-sea sharks, who eat anything, lose their appetite for you? You're lucky I let you live long enough to crawl back and spew more garbage." Finjia clutched her head, panic flashing in her eyes. Her trembling hand flailed, and accidentally knocked the long-stemmed pipe from Grandma Reyes's hand. Sparks scattered wildly, landing on Grandma Reyes's 618,000 yuan haute couture qipao. A few embers even brushed across her cheek, making her hiss in pain. Sherway watched coldly, her tone razor-sharp. Dog eats dog. What a show. Slapping at the flames on her sleeve, Grandma Raubus trembled with fury. My dear son. Look at your precious daughter. Her voice cracked with rage. Other families' granddaughters are sweet little vests, warm and obedient. But mine's a drafty vest, greedy for money, reckless with fire, and now she's burned me too. Her trashy father instantly switched sides, pointing at Wei like a spineless coward. Hey, you just got married and you're already bullying your grandmother. You ungrateful brat. Raising you was a waste of effort. Sure, Wei's face remained calm, her voice cold as ice. You're right, Dad. Gratitude is important. And I've got an excellent memory. How could I ever forget Grandma's kindness? Like the time she sold me to human traffickers right after I was born. Gasps rippled through the room. What? Wei's telling the truth. Someone whispered. Realizing her secret was out, Grandma Raubus went pale and immediately threw herself into a fake faint. My heart. I can't take this. Finjia rushed forward with crocodile tears. Oh no, father. Grandma's fainted. Wei's so unfilial. Sure, Finjia snapped as she took the chance to lash out at Raubusi. Let me choke you to death, you little snake. Her stepmother Hibichi, catching the tension in the air, jumped in too. You brat. It was the servant's fault you got kidnapped back then, not ours. Shut up, you idiot. Their scumbag father hissed inside, furious that she was airing the family's dirty laundry for everyone to hear. Then in an instant he switched to a kind, coaxing face. He is our family's cash cow now that we need to keep her happy. Sure, Finjia sneered. Oh Dad, that slap just knocked Aunt Beachy's fake chin out of place. The fillers were a waste and her double eyelid stitches just popped. She leaned in with a wicked grin. How about I tell you a secret? Then you decide whether to slap the other side too, make it symmetrical. Damn, this little witch isn't done yet. Turns out Aunt Beachy and Big Sis kicked Xiaoqin out while you were abroad. Their father's chest tightened in rage, the pain shooting straight to his heart. Xiaoqin is the rightful heir of the Sure family. You two shameless women. Are you tired of living? Sure, Wei felt the fire still wasn't hot enough, so she poured on more fuel. Dad, not only was Xiaoqin kicked out, Aunt Beachy even cut off her allowance back then. What? Their father roared, his fury peaking as two crisp slaps echoed through the room. Double hits for double payback. Feeling completely refreshed, Sure Wei grinned. Ah, what a satisfying day. Time for me to get some beauty sleep before my perfect wedding tomorrow. With that, she headed back to her room and stepped straight into the shower. The thought of having to wake up at 3 in the morning to get her bridal makeup done made Sure Wei suddenly lose all desire to get married. Just then Lin Du's call came through. She stared at the screen, speechless. Seriously. Sending her a phone was one thing, but setting both the lock screen and wallpaper to his own face. What kind of narcissist move was that? To top it off, he'd even changed his contact name to Hubby Dearest. Finally, after what felt like 618 hours of hesitation, Sure Wei sighed and hit the answer button. My mighty Sue, she teased, shouldn't you be busy enjoying your last bachelor party right now? With seductive shoulders around you, and those luscious, peachy lips. The man on the other end froze for exactly 6.18 seconds. Do you usually dress like that when you video call other men? His voice was low, dangerously calm. Sure Wei blinked in disbelief. Seriously, you've seen me in nothing but a towel before and now you're blushing. Then it hit her, she'd been reborn, but Lin Du hadn't. To me he's my husband from a lifetime ago, she thought, but to him we're barely strangers. With a teasing smirk, she tilted her head. What's wrong, young Master Lin? Want the full mountain view? He let out a short, dark laugh. You dare provoke me. Fine, that I'll remember that. The debt you just created tonight, he said in a husky tone, you'll pay back. Double. Tomorrow night. Sure Wei's eyes widened. Great, that I just wanted a taste of honey, and ended up poking a hornet's nest instead. Did you get my gift? Lin Du's deep voice carried a hint of anticipation. What gift? Sure Wei asked just as a knock sounded on her door. Miss Wei, young Master Lin sent over a painting, the maid announced. Sure Wei blinked, already having a bad feeling. Oh great, a zombie portrait. No wait, a wedding portrait. Lin Du cleared his throat proudly. Since there wasn't enough time for real wedding photos, I painted one myself. Nice, she said dryly, just don't ever do it again. You really hate me that much. You're standing 618 yards away from me in the picture. And I look like I'm blind, she muttered. What kind of pose is that? We look like two corpses. President Lin, art can be down to earth, but it shouldn't be down to underworld. Lin Du almost choked at she's questioning my artistic sense. Even Raphael himself would bow to this masterpiece. Sure Wei chuckled, eyes sparkling. Leave the wedding photos to me next time, Mr. Seat. I'll make sure you look good, really good. The next morning, the wedding took place right on schedule. Whose fairy tale book got left open this time? Someone gasped. The princess actually stepped out of it. Madam, with beauty like that, you should be in the Guinness World Records. Lin's mother stepped forward with a proud smile and presented her most precious gift. This jewelry set has been passed down for generations in our family. Wear it and you'll outshine everyone there. Sure Wei bowed gracefully. Don't worry, mother, that I'll treat you with all the respect you deserve. Lin's mother nodded, deeply pleased. Her new daughter-in-law was as radiant as a celestial fairy. And to her delight, the girl had even tamed that eccentric grandson in a single night. Her son truly had an eye for perfection. During the ceremony, however, Sure Wei waited 618 long minutes, but Lin Du was nowhere to be seen. Look! Up there, it's a helicopter. Someone shouted, and before long a formation of fighter jets swept across the sky. One of them carried a massive banner, their wedding portrait fluttering for all to see. Oh wow, mommy actually painted me in the center position. Nicely done. So Sure Wei, Lin Du's voice boomed through the comms, dripping with confidence. Tell me, are you moved or not? Sure Wei rolled her eyes. Anyone who didn't know better would think this was a damn air defense drill. He fastened the buttons of his suit, slipped on his gloves, and grinned at it's show time. Unbelievable, she thought. This guy really isn't afraid of dying on impact, huh? His gaze swept over her, lingering for a moment. My bride's got quite the figure. After the grand entrance, the ceremony finally reached its most important part, the vows. The officiant raised his voice. Now may anyone present who has reason to object to their union, speak now or forever hold your peace. Wait, hold on. Sorry cousin, I'm late. Bai Qingxiao burst into the ceremony panting. The priest's hopeful smile faltered. He'd been secretly expecting some drama. But Bai Qingxiao wasn't the type to let things go smoothly. Wow, brother, sister-in-law, you two look stunning. You know what they say, nothing's better to eat than dumplings and nothing's more fun than... He didn't even finish the sentence. Lin Du's killing intent sliced through the air like a blade, making everyone's spine tingle. I mean, nothing's more fun than dice, right cousin? Bai Qingxiao stammered, forcing a grin. The priest hurried to smooth things over. Ahem, very well. Now then, does anyone here have any reason to object to this marriage? But just as things seemed to calm down, the same chaotic energy returned. Superstar actor Chi Motong made a dramatic entrance. The crowd instantly erupted. Oh my god. I can't believe I get to attend the same wedding as Chi Motong. Yet something was off, his face was dark with fury. The award-winning actor shifted tone in a heartbeat, voice full of betrayal. Lin Du, how could you do this to me? The audience gasped, jaws dropping wide as everyone grabbed their metaphorical popcorn. Wait, are the two most handsome men in the capital a couple? Someone whispered. Pretty sure Lin Du's the top and Chi Motong's the bottom. Little Zhuobao stomped his tiny foot, visibly upset. Chi Motong, you big meanie. Stop picking on my daddy again. Easy there, little bun, someone whispered. Uncle Chi's just testing them. On the surface, Ting Chi Motong was a stoic, aloof, award-winning actor. But behind the scenes he was anything but decent. Like that one time he dressed up as a pregnant woman just to ruin my blind date. Or when he disguised himself as the late old Master Lin, sneaking into my cousin's room at midnight and whispering, "Grandpa's back to visit you, my dear grandson." He was either courting death or already halfway there. Now he sneered, "So, Lin Xiao, are you really dumping me for this woman?" Lin Du's tone turned icy. Last chance. Chi Motong, I'll count to 3. Are you going to walk out, or crawl? As for acting skills, Sure Wei could easily win an Oscar for her performance at that moment. She smiled sweetly, stepping forward. Lin Xiao, leave this one to me. Sure Wei smiled faintly and handed Chi Motong a handkerchief. Here, wipe your tears. Chi Motong was so deep in character that his voice cracked. Give me back my brother Lin. Sure Wei arched a brow. That if you can't beat them, join them. Two can play this game. She instantly covered her face and sobbed, fine, take him back. Then what about me? Why does everyone bully me? Hasn't heaven tortured me enough already? The guests were stunned. Damn, no wonder he's a film king. No one cries like that without burying a few exes first. Chi Motong went all in at 83. I was kidnapped. Blind for over a decade. Finally found my parents, only to be betrayed by my boyfriend and my half-sister. I thought marrying Master Chi would bring me light, until you showed up. The audience lost it completely. Oh my god, this drama's better than reality TV. The plot twists keep coming. Chi Motong turned dramatically toward the door. If you two truly love each other, I'll bless you. There's a river outside. Let me set you free. The bride's gonna jump. Wei's lips curled in amusement. So it's a drama off, huh? Fine, let's see whose acting wins. Even Chi Motong finally raised both hands in surrender. Alright, this woman's backstory is too tragic that I give up. Miss Sure, don't you worry, he declared dramatically. Anyone who dares to steal your groom will have to deal with me, Chi Motong. He waved goodbye with flair. No river jumping. Just dive straight into the grave of marriage. Lock yourselves in tight. I've got a film to shoot. Bye-bye. Wei giggled. Mission accomplished. Hubby, shall we continue our wedding? Lin Du arched a brow, smirking inwardly. This woman, she's the ultimate drama queen. Little Zhuobao clapped from the front row. Mommy, you're amazing. The priest cleared his throat. Now then, let's proceed. Does anyone here have any reason? His words died as Lin Du shot him a death glare. The priest immediately backpedaled. On second thought, no objections, and anyone who dares, well, they can go keep Sebastian company. Understood, Mr. Lin. Even Wei shivered under that aura. Wait, she whispered, isn't Sebastian that Black Panther Lin Du raised? Seriously, what's with this father and son and their obsession with African wildlife? Now then, the priest coughed, would the bride and groom please kiss each other? From the corner, little Zhuobao's heart cracked. My girlfriend's getting married. And to my own dad. That night he couldn't sleep a wink. At midnight he snuck into the back garden, plucking petals one by one. She loves me not? What do I do if my favorite girl doesn't love me anymore? He stripped the whole garden bald, yet still got no answer. To make it worse, he'd watched his parents being all lovey-dovey throughout the ceremony. Ah, lovebirds get their happy ending, he muttered. The unloved just get front row seats. Zhuobao, where are you going? Your parents' wedding isn't over yet. The boy sniffled. Don't follow me, uncle. Bitterness has entered my soul. Their joy belongs to them, he whispered. Zhuobao has nothing at all. Meanwhile, the newlyweds were still lost in their moment. Lin Du chuckled softly. Wife, how would you rate my kissing skills? Wei smirked. 0.6 out of 10, barely passing. Then I'd better make up the other 4, he murmured, leaning in again. Down below, Lin's parents had given up on commenting. They'd had more than enough dog food for one day. Just then, the bridesmaid decided it was her time to shine and stir trouble. She took the mic, smiling way too brightly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the bride's best friend, Go Fei. We've only known each other for 6 months, but it feels like fate. Even though she never went to school and can barely read, she's still so kind-hearted. Wei remained perfectly calm, watching her bestie perform with detached amusement. That acting is so bad it could dig a whole Disneyland underground. The atmosphere instantly froze. The daughter of the Sure family can't read? Old Master Sure saw the brewing drama and poured gasoline on it. Dear in-laws, my apologies. I'll make sure Wei gets her lessons redone when we're back. The Lin family elders slammed the table. This marriage ends here. The Lin family will not accept an illiterate girl. She doesn't even have the qualifications to step over our threshold. At that moment, Master Lin Chia strode back in, now fully dressed for the ceremony, his tone ice cold. I'm marrying a wife. Since when did I need your permission? One elder laughed awkwardly. Ha, patriarch, that's not what I meant. It's just, this woman really doesn't suit the Lin family. The domineering Xiao slipped one hand around the beauty's waist, pulling her firmly into his arms. Wife, they say you're not worthy of me. What do you think? Wei smirked. Worthy? Of course I am. I'm premium edition, royal edition, official edition, and goddess edition, all for you. Her stepmother and Aunt Beachy instantly jumped in, their shrill voices cutting through the air. You illiterate girl. Let go of Master Lin this instant. Little Zhuobao, watching from afar, had already gone full dark mode. The moment his child-size remote was pressed, Shi Wei's real academic records flashed across every major network. 10 minutes earlier, the encrypted servers of TopNet Intelligence had been breached by the infamous hacker group known as Gluttony. Several confidential files from Longlin Agricultural University were leaked. One of them belonged to my mommy. The moment the crowd heard the word Longlin, collective gasps filled the air. Wait, Longlin. That's one of the world's top elite academies. They only train geniuses. Their selection process is brutal. Less than 20% even graduate. Anyone who makes it through is a super genius among geniuses. Shi Wei remained calm and silent. Little did they know, Longlin Academy wasn't just a school. It was a military institution. It trained elite agents for governments and world-level organizations. Its power and secrecy ran so deep that even someone as influential as Lin Du couldn't touch it. Master Lin's eyes widened. He immediately tightened his hold around her waist. Wife, you really are full of surprises. That's quite a secret to keep. Shi Wei smiled faintly. It's both my charm and my skill. I withdrew after graduation anyway. Being exposed now doesn't matter. Except that I can no longer keep the promise I made to my mother. The truth was revealed. When Shi Wei was born, the old witch Rao Busi had sold her to human traffickers. 18 years later, her biological mother, Qiao Moli, finally found her. Qiao Moli soon realized her daughter's brilliance and brought her to take Longlin Academy's entrance exam, where she was admitted under a special exemption. Fearing her child would be dragged into dangerous affairs, Qiao Moli told her to hide her identity and claim she was homeschooled. After Shi Wei graduated, her mother lost her battle with cancer. Shi Wei lowered her gaze. And oh, one should have known my real background. That hacker called Gluttony must be truly exceptional. I'll have to meet him someday. Meanwhile, her so-called best friend Go Fei was frozen in disbelief. The idiot she mocked was actually a genius all along. The Shi family's third daughter, Shi Finchuan, couldn't keep her mouth shut. Young master, that Longlin Academy diploma must be fake. What's this TopNet thing anyway? Sounds like some scam site. Yeah, our Finchuan has a real master's degree. Her thesis even won an award this year. Her sidekick chimed in proudly. Lin Du's cousin adjusted his glasses, clearly done with their nonsense. Miss, please apologize to every graduate student on Earth. You don't even know what TopNet is? His voice turned razor sharp. Your master's degree must have enough water in it to raise whales. Getting a degree from Longlin Academy is harder than earning a PhD or a professorship. Your so-called master's degree, compared to her bachelor's, is like scrap metal next to gold. He smirked. Oh, and by the way, I'm not just a medical PhD candidate. I'm also the acting director of the Academic Fraud Investigation Bureau. You'll be coming with my team for a little chat. Smack, smack. The verbal slaps echoed louder than real ones as Finchun was swiftly escorted out. At the same moment, both COs, father and son, spoke in unison. Guards, anyone who said my wife never studied, throw them all out. Shi Wei bent down, smiling fondly at her son. Zhuobao, you saved mommy today. How should I thank my little hero? The boy grinned sweetly. Zhuobao wants to sleep with mommy tonight. Lin Du's face darkened. Are you dreaming? Zhuobao pouted, his little voice full of indignation. Then what? Daddy and mommy are gonna sneak off and do bad things without me? Shi Wei's tone grew thoughtful. That hacker group, Gluttony, they're getting bolder. To hack into TopNet's encryption. It's audacious. Lin Du's expression turned lethal. I don't care who they are. But since they dared touch my wife, I'll turn them into digital roadkill. For some reason, the little one froze, breaking into a cold sweat. I'm gonna go feed Mona Lisa now. Oh no. Mommy's from Longlin Academy. Daddy's notoriously vengeful. If they find out Zhuobao's actually part of Gluttony's core team, he's gonna get his butt hooped for sure. That evening, Shi Wei had finished dinner early. Lin Du dried his hair, his eyes casually studying her. What's wrong? Did you hurt your waist? He asked, voice calm. They say there are 4 great joys in life. Relief after long drought, meeting an old friend in a strange land, passing the imperial exams. What's the last one again? Shi Wei grinned. Obviously, the wedding night. She watched as Lin Du quietly pulled the sheet off the bed and teased. So, 7th master, Are you sleeping on the floor? He arched an eyebrow as if, of course the floor's for you, now get down there. Shi Wei pouted, half offended. On our wedding night I'm the one stuck on the floor? In her previous life this man hadn't been like this at all. As Shi Wei leaned closer, a sheet of paper suddenly smacked her face. Sign this first, Lin Du said flatly. Oh great, she thought, this scene is playing out exactly like last time. Back then on their wedding night, they'd also signed a contract, agreeing to dissolve their marriage after 2 years. But that sly fox kept changing it. 2 years became 5, then 10, and finally forever. Not that the contract mattered anyway, it was useless whether she signed or not. The next morning Shi Wei sulked over breakfast, still annoyed that her wedding night had turned into a cold war with a no-touch policy. That jerk, she muttered. Such a hypocritical man. Fake to the bone, she added under her breath. I'm done eating, she said curtly. Lin Du didn't even look up. Noted. Watching him cradle his phone like a newborn, she frowned. What, am I not warm enough for you? Her eyes widened. Wait a second, are you posting on Weibo? Lin Du. Married a wife who clearly has impure thoughts about me. What should I do? Oh right. Besides being the CEO of Lin Corporation and head of the Lin family, he also had a rather flashy secret identity. The nation's boyfriend idol and entertainment industry truth exposer. Like the time he called out a top actress for plastic surgery, instantly going viral. Or when he exposed a single pure-hearted male idol's chaotic private life, breaking the internet. Wow, 7th Master really is top tier, she said dryly. 8,000 comments in under 2 minutes. She glared at him. Tell me, did you build that contrasting persona on purpose, or are you just actually two different people? When it came to split personalities, Shi Wei felt she was more than qualified to comment. Yep, she mused, you were all sweet and romantic when proposing, all charming at the wedding, and then, on our wedding night, you go cold and make me sleep on the floor. If that's not dual personality, I don't know what is. But she quickly shook her head. No, wait. Your so-called dual personality is more like noble and frosty on the surface, but secretly a smug, dramatic, slightly pervy control freak. Lin Du nearly spilled his tea. Compliment first, then roast me alive. Give a candy, then smack me with it. Am I being trained like a dog here? All right, young Master Lin, Shi Wei said with a grin, pulling out a small box. Here's your belated birthday gift. Inside lay a jade ring. It said to bring health and safety to its wearer. Lin Du blinked in surprise. Wait, she actually remembered my birthday? He turned the piece over in his hand. This jade looks ancient. Is it an heirloom? She smiled. Sharp eyes, 7th Master. I'm trusting you with my mother's family treasure. He studied it carefully. She wasn't lying. The piece was genuine and valuable. She's had a rough life. This jade must mean a lot to her. He nodded slowly. All right, I'll accept it. When he finally smiled, Shi Wei thought to herself, wow. Getting this man to smile is harder than scaling heaven. Lin Du straightened his tie. All right, it's about time. Let's go pay grandmother a visit. Inside the Lin family's ancestral estate, his cousin was already fanning the flames. Auntie, that woman isn't worthy of 7th Master at all. Mumu, I know you have feelings for Lin Du, someone said softly, trying to sound understanding. But he's already married. You need to know where to draw the line. Madam, 7th Master and the young madam have arrived, the servant announced from the doorway. Shi Wei handled the meeting with grace. Every jab and test from the old matriarch was deflected with perfect composure. Lin Du, you rushed into this marriage far too hastily, the old lady scolded. I end this day and age, who still believes in marrying for good fortune? Lin Du calmly peeled an orange, unfazed. It's just for good luck, grandmother. No need to get upset. Besides, haven't you and mother both been urging me to settle down? The old lady shifted her sharp gaze to Shi Wei. So, you've already passed the little Zhua test, I assume? Shi Wei smiled modestly. I don't think so. Before the wedding he was still mad at me. He said things like, don't marry daddy, marry me instead. I'm better than him. The matriarch was taken aback. Zhua. The same child who refuses to be around women? How could he possibly get along that well with a stepmother he's only known for a few days? Do you remember when Zhua was 3 and his mother hired that early education teacher? Of course I remember, the old lady sighed. Didn't she get fired after 6 months for incompetence? No, Lin Du said quietly, his tone darkening. That tutor had ulterior motives. She tried to get close to me through joie, and she did something terrible to him. Over time, it left him with a deep fear and resistance toward women. As he spoke, Lin Du unconsciously tightened his grip around Wei's hand. So that day on the cruise, when I saw Joie showing affection and warmth toward Wei, I knew she was the one. Wei blinked, speechless. Wow, so I'm basically promoted to wife status because the kid likes me. Mother by proxy, huh? Still, with the conversation heading that way, she smiled gracefully and played along. Please rest assured, grandmother, that I'll take good care of little Joie. Unfortunately, Lin Du's cousin happened to walk in with tea right at that moment, catching the tender scene of their hands intertwined. So that's it, she thought bitterly. This woman won him over by playing nice with the little heir. Putting on her sweetest fake smile, she spoke up, Madame, little Joie has never eaten vegetables since birth. But since our new young madam is so talented, surely she can help him break that nasty habit, right? Before Wei could even respond, the old lady clapped her hands. Excellent idea. Let's try that. The cousin smirked inwardly. Perfect. Eating vegetables is his biggest trigger. Let's see how the new wife handles that tonight. Just then, little Zhuobao returned home from kindergarten. And there it was. The absurd sight of a 30-year-old father arguing with his 3-year-old son over dinner. Furious, the tiny bun made a bold declaration. Fine. I'll steal mommy back and make her my wife. You jerk. Mommy made this dinner for me. You said you didn't want it, so it's mine now. Of course, what no one realized was that this was all part of Wei's secret plan. Her sneaky way to make the little one eat his vegetables. And surprisingly, it worked way better than expected. So, she asked with a teasing smile. How's the taste? It's passable, I guess. This little tsundra, she thought, exasperated. Not even giving me, a top-tier chef, the tiniest bit of credit. At that moment, little Zhuobao was practically radiating jealousy. His daddy had not only stolen his special dinner but also all of mommy's attention. Unacceptable. Time to take back the spotlight. With teary eyes and a trembling voice, he pleaded, Mommy, I'll eat the veggies. But only if you feed me. Nope. Maybe next time, Lin Du cut in coldly. Zhuobao clenched his tiny fists. How could daddy treat his own son like this? Fine, this means war. The Revenge Alliance has been formed. Seeing her plan working perfectly, Wei laughed and scooped him into her arms. How about this, sweetheart? Mommy and you can share a plate, okay? The little bun had no idea he'd been tricked. The plate she handed him had even more vegetables than before. As he started gobbling it down obediently, everyone around the table stared, jaws dropping in disbelief. The old lady chuckled. Well, it seems our little Zhuo really does adore you. Wei smiled warmly. You have to eat your veggies, baby. Otherwise, you won't grow tall enough to protect mommy. If I don't grow tall, that's bad, Zhuobao declared seriously. Then I'll eat lots and take mommy back from daddy. Lin Du blinked. This little rascal, he's not even joking. Suddenly, Zhuobao tugged on Wei's sleeve. Mommy, I finished it all. Hurry, praise me. Wei chuckled and gave Zhuobao's forehead a playful flick. Good job, baby. You're amazing. Lin Du's mood instantly dipped. This woman keeps saying she wants to be mine, yet when Zhuobao flirts with her, she doesn't even reject him. What is this? Am I just one of her fish? Then it hit him and he froze. Wait, am I seriously jealous of my own son? No, wait, I'm just irritated. Yeah, that's it, just annoyed, not jealous. He sighed and scooped the little bun up. A real man shouldn't depend on his mother too much. What, are you never going to get married someday? Zhuobao blinked innocently. Why not just marry mommy? Problem solved. A vein popped on Lin Du's forehead. You clearly need discipline. He handed the boy to the butler. Zhong, take him upstairs to do his homework. If he doesn't finish, no bedtime tonight. Stinky daddy. The little one protested while being carried off. You're not disciplining me. You're jealous. Totally jealous. Wei could only rub her temples. Seriously. Father and son, and they're bickering like two kids fighting over the same toy. But the old matriarch sitting nearby looked increasingly thoughtful. That night she called Lin Du's mother. You know how clever and unpredictable Zhuo is. No one in the family can ever guess what he wants. But I've noticed that Wei always seems to know exactly what he's thinking. How do you explain that? Lin's mother chuckled. Oh, maybe Wei's just attentive. She's good at reading people. No, the old lady said softly. This kind of connection, it's beyond observation. It feels like a bond between a mother and her own child. Her voice dropped to a whisper. But that's impossible. Shua's biological mother and Wei are two completely different people. That night, the still grudging seventh master showed up again. Lin Zhuo, open the door, he barked. Zhuobao blinked. Daddy, why aren't you counting to 1, 2, 3 to threaten me this time? Hee, I rigged a trap on the door. One more knock and Daddy gets knocked out. The kid bragged. To everyone's shock, the battle-hardened Lin Du just ripped the door off its hinges. You brat, tell me, why do you like Wei so much? He demanded. Zhuobao flashed a wicked grin. So that's it. Daddy's jealous of me. Then suddenly a loud thud echoed from inside the room. Someone had been hit. Hey Daddy, seriously, out of all the women, why her? Zhuobao pressed on. Lin Du's reply was ice cold. Who said I like her? She's simply the most suitable candidate to be your stepmom among all those women. Zhuobao beamed. So you married mommy because of me? Will you and mommy get divorced later, Daddy? Lin Du studied the kid for a beat and muttered, we'll see how she behaves. The little boy's face fell, betrayed and furious. He'd entrusted mommy to Daddy only to have her brushed off. But a real hero never loses now, Zhuobao whispered fiercely. You've got to stay patient. Wait until Daddy kicks the bucket, then I'll act. He hadn't finished when Lin Du leaned in close, voice low and dangerous. No matter what, she's nothing to you. Just wait, stinky Daddy, Zhuobao vowed, eyes blazing. I will take mommy back. Mark my words. Lin Du shot back with a no-nonsense order. You little menace, go to the corner and reflect for 1 hour. After that little showdown, seventh master felt even more unsettled. Aside from Zhuobao liking her, what made me pick Wei out of all these women at a single glance? Was it just her looks? No way, Lin Du don't turn shallow overnight. Smart, barely passable. Family background. Also not it. There are plenty with better pedigrees. So what is it? Lost in thought, he found his mind drifting back to Wei's smile at the wedding. Damn it. This weird reaction again. It's just a woman. Why do I go slack like an 80th-century virgin seeing a rose? Of course, at that exact moment, Wei approached with a tray of pastries, smiling gently. Want some chestnut cake? She asked, teasing. Lin Du's eyes flickered. Those jelly-soft lips made his brain freeze for a full second. He coughed awkwardly, trying to sound composed. Ahem. Remember to knock next time, all right? Sure. Wei rolled her eyes. Knock? On my own bedroom door? Before she even finished, Lin Du instinctively took a step. No, 618 meters. Back. She smirked. Oh. That half-step retreat. Was that serious? You're unbelievable. She lifted the plate casually. I thought your favorite was chestnut cake. Since you won't eat it, I'll just take it to Zhuobao for his midnight snack. No, his tone was sharp. No late-night snacks. It's bad for a child's health. Wei sighed inwardly. What's he even mad about now? Still sulking over that argument with Zhuobao at dinner? She softened her voice. Zhuobao's just a kid. He says whatever pops into his head. You're his dad. You should go easy on him, I wanted to give him a peaceful night, Lin Du muttered, but in the end he locked himself in the punishment room. The moment Shi Wei heard that her son was grounded, she immediately said, then I'll stay with Zhuobao tonight. That only made Lin Du's face darken further. What's this now? Second day after our wedding and you already want to sleep in separate rooms. Worried people might think our marriage is a sham. Wei was speechless. A sham. Well, you're not entirely wrong. The next morning she woke up early. With her husband off to work and her son off to school, she looked around the empty mansion and sighed. The glamorous life of a lonely rich wife. So misunderstood. Her mind wandered. Most Dragon Scale Academy alumni went on to work for the police or secret international organizations. Maybe I should start something of my own too. A spark lit in her eyes. A modeling agency. That's it. I can use it as a stepping stone into fashion and entertainment. Of course, for startup capital, she'd first need to reclaim all the assets the Shi family owed her. Just then, the butler appeared. Young madam, your younger brother is here to visit. The boy burst through the door, exclaiming, Sis, you were totally fine last week. How did you suddenly end up married? Shi Wei shrugged casually. I just went to a dinner party, and somehow walked out married. Come on, really? Did the Lin family pressure you into it? I demand a proper explanation. Wei opened her mouth to reply, but then remembered something. Hold on, you're the one who owes me an explanation. Your school called, she said pointedly. Apparently, you vanished without notice to go backpacking around the world. He scratched his head sheepishly. Hee hee, don't be mad, sis. I wanted to get you a real wedding gift and I didn't want to spend Dad's money, so I went to Europe for a music festival. I even won $5,000 and bought you the designer heels you could never bring yourself to splurge on. He grinned proudly, handing her the shoebox. Go on. Try them on. Bet they fit perfectly. The warm, cozy sibling moment didn't last long, because it fell right into the eyes of one very jealous seventh master. I leave for one meeting, Lin Du thought darkly, and this woman dares to bring another man home? Exactly 0.618 seconds later. He stormed straight into the room. Wei, and this gentleman is? Before Wei could explain, her brother already felt the murderous aura rolling off Lin Du like a storm front. I don't approve of this marriage, he declared solemnly. Instantly Lin Du's scowl melted away, replaced by a dazzling grin. Ah, so you're the little brother. But sorry kid, we're already legally married. And just like that, the two men locked into an endless face-off, tension crackling in the air. Poor Wei was caught in the crossfire, completely exasperated. She managed to usher her husband away first, then turned back to her brother with a sigh. Please just give your sister some face, okay? Stop trying to provoke him. Alright, Xiaochen finally sighed. As long as he treats you well, that's what matters. But Wei suddenly turned serious, her tone shifting. Xiaochen, tomorrow you're coming back to the Shi family with me. We're taking back what rightfully belongs to you. The Shi sisters, Fun and Jia, are illegitimate. We're the true heirs. And don't forget, there's also the inheritance mother left behind. Xiaochen hesitated for a moment, but then realized that reclaiming their family assets would strengthen his sister's position in the Shi clan. He nodded firmly. Yet the moment their mother was mentioned, his expression darkened. Sis, I really miss Mom. The scene turned tender, but far away Lin Du was watching through the surveillance feed, his heart twisting. Why do they look so close? Meanwhile, the almighty Xiao himself went to pick up his son from kindergarten, only to completely fail to recognize his own child. Helpless, Lin Du had no choice but to start by giving the little deer a kiss, then hug the penguin, and even did the lift high with the gray wolf, only to realize his actual son was the miserable little bunny sulking in the corner. By the time father and son got home, the atmosphere was heavier than a thundercloud. What on earth happened this time? Wei asked, baffled. Lin Du coughed awkwardly. I went to pick him up and there was a parent-child activity going on. So, to avoid awkwardness I just kissed every kid. Zhuobao rolled his eyes. Serves you right. I'm ignoring you. Wei chuckled. Hey baby, your uncle's in mommy's room. Wanna go see him? Yeah, the little bun beamed. You mean the one who looks like a golden retriever, right? Lin Du's jaw tightened. You little brat. Why don't you ever get that excited about me? Fine then Zhuobao, when's your birthday, huh? Wei immediately stepped in, trying to ease the tension. Honey, maybe, just maybe, it's January 18th, okay? In Wei's room, a giant screen played debut clips of various boy bands. Little Zhuobao pointed excitedly. Golden Retriever Uncle. I'm gonna be your biggest fan. Then you'd better cheer loud for Uncle when the time comes, Wei laughed. But as she watched, a new plan was already forming in her mind. Xiaochen, there's a super popular variety show. Rising Stars Season 2 starts filming next month. You should audition. We can use the show to boost our studio's visibility. Once we gain traction, we'll attract top designers to collaborate and launch our own fashion line. But solo performances require self-prepared outfits, Xiaochen said. Got any ideas, sis? Wei pondered for exactly 618 seconds before replying with a confident smile. My plan is to invite Zue Yaoer to design your debut outfit personally. What? Zue Yaoer, the world-class designer. Xiaochen's eyes widened. She's famous for being untouchable. Even European royalty can't get her to take a commission. Wei smirked. Relax. Not only will I get her to design for you, I'll make her the chief designer of our studio. She'll help us soar. Her tone brimmed with certainty. After all, she held the advantage of knowing the previous timeline. In that lifetime, Zue Yaoer was about to face her downfall. At a major fashion show, she was falsely accused of plagiarism and fell from grace overnight. Burdened by debt and blacklisted by the entire industry, she ultimately died in despair. But if I can rewrite her fate and stand by her side this time. Wei's lips curved into a knowing smile. Then she'll become one of my most powerful allies. Wei couldn't help but grin at her own brilliance. By the way, Xiaochen, your sister here is a hardcore fan of Zui Yaoer. Little Zhuobao immediately jotted it down in his tiny notebook. Mommy's favorite, Zui Yaoer. Daddy's been way too happy lately. Time to sprinkle some vinegar, he muttered mischievously. He marched straight to Lin Du's study. Daddy, I've got a secret for you. Mommy's royale love isn't you. Come on, get jealous, Daddy. If your face turns ugly, Mommy will love you even less. Lin Du's face darkened. Zhongshu, take this turtle brat to the reflection room. Lock him up for 618 hours. The kid had barely left when Lin Du started searching online. Zui Yaoer, a genius designer from Bin Group. A man with a woman's heart, huh? Mid-search he froze. Wait, looking someone up online. That's what guilty men do. No, Lin Du faces problems head-on. So he strode straight to his wife's room. Your brother's gone. Yeah. Want me to update you on the studio's progress? In my study. Let's just do it here. It's closer to the bed. Lin Du's tone hardened. Wei, you've been sleeping in your own room every night. That violates our marriage contract. Oh please, she snapped. Every time I go to your room you don't even open the door. I'm your wife, not your fangirl. I don't need your teasing. And maybe you're the one who's not sincere. Lin Du froze, staring at her for exactly 618 seconds before silently turning and walking away. Fine, he muttered under his breath. Let's wait for Chong Tian's investigation report. Then we'll see. Back in the bedroom, Lin Du was still beating himself up. I just wanted to ask about Zui Yaoer, and somehow we ended up fighting. Damn it, Lin Du, you idiot. The next morning, breakfast at the Lin family manor was tense. This is a tonic, Madam Lin said kindly. I had an expert make it for both of you. Lin Du replied flatly. She really did have a rough life before. She deserves some care. But her personality's underdeveloped, too sensitive sometimes. Wei shot back instantly. And 7 reasons why you should take some tonic too. Too sentimental, too moody, too suspicious, too changeable, too dream-prone, too jealous, and too much. The couple clinked their bowls and downed the bitter soup back-to-back like rivals in a duel. Madam Lin sighed. These two definitely had a fight. Wei stood up. Mother, enjoy breakfast. I have an appointment. Need to head out first. She added over her shoulder, and Lin Du, if I come home late, remember to leave the door unlocked. Lin Du kept a perfectly neutral face, pretending not to hear. With no choice, Wei left. Madam Lin muttered, this boy's born rebellious. More ritual than romance. She gave him a sharp look. Keep acting high and mighty, you'll fall harder next time. When I gave birth to you, did I forget to add emotional intelligence to the recipe? Lin Du crossed his arms. It's not like I told her to apologize first. Apologies aren't about who starts, Madam Lin said softly. They're about whether the other person feels it. If she doesn't, all you've done is make her heart colder. Lin Du froze for 0.618 seconds, realizing she might be right. Son, you can either talk it out properly, or keep running away and let resentment pile up, your choice. Something shifted in his eyes. The lesson had landed. Where's my wife? Find out, now. Sure. Wei walked straight into the diner. Senior, weren't we meeting at the usual spot to plan the intel network? Why are you guys working at a fast food joint? She asked. Officer Abi sighed. We got orders to stake out this area. So we rented a burger place and disguised ourselves as staff. Loki chimed in. Problem is, our cooking sucks. No customers. Sure. Wei sized up the situation and without hesitation, changed into the uniform and jumped in to help. I already contacted those veteran sources, retired, sick, or disabled operatives. They agreed to join. Base of ops will be my studio building, the basement bar. Time to start building our intel network. Got it. Old G and I will handle contacts and gear. Mrs. Fancy, just fund it, Abi grinned. Flipping an egg, Sure. Wei asked. Any high-paying intel jobs lately? Actually, yes, her senior said with a sly grin. Ever heard of the Empire? Wei frowned. If I remember right, the Empire's basically a mafia nation. Most of its political power is held by underground syndicates. Small territory, low population, but ridiculously rich and armed to the teeth. Exactly, Abi replied. The Empire's run by 2 major crime blocks, the Night Dove Syndicate and the Yulistin family. Night Dove holds the upper hand. But 3 months ago, their leader mysteriously vanished. Without a head, the smaller groups started turning on each other. Now Night Dove's high command is in chaos, that they're paying top dollar for professional spies to gather intel and suppress the rebellion. Wei's eyes sparkled. That's a jackpot falling from the sky. Perfect timing. It's the ideal chance for our studio to make a name for itself. Just as the group was celebrating their lucky break, footsteps echoed from outside, followed by a calm yet commanding voice. "Hello, everyone. I'm Wei's husband, Lin Du." Sure, Wei froze, her expression darkening. "Seriously? What are you doing here?" she snapped, half annoyed, half embarrassed. Lin Du frowned, thinking, didn't this woman just borrow 5 million the other day? Why is she flipping eggs in a diner now? The four of them slipped into an awkward round of small talk. Lin tried to keep his cool. "I heard my wife and you are sworn sisters. Did she save your life or something?" Abi chuckled. "Not exactly how you put it, Mr. Lin. It was 5 years ago, back at Dragon Scale Academy. I was hot-headed and reckless back then. Your wife, on the other hand, was gentle and quiet. Always got picked on. Every time we formed teams, it'd end up being just the two of us. During boot camps, supplies were given based on performance. I messed up a lot, so she often got punished with me. We went through years of blood and sweat together. Crossed the line of life and death more times than I can count. No blood relation, but she's closer than a real sister." Lin Du nodded in agreement. No doubt about it. Wei's the kind of person worth keeping close. But before he could say more, a chill crept up his spine. Wait a second. Why does her senior look more like a father-in-law than her actual dad? Abi smirked. "Hey, 7th Master, you know plenty of young elites. Why not set my senior up with one?" Lin blinked. "Wait, so you two aren't?" Abi burst out laughing. "Heavens no. People keep assuming that. I'm single. Old G's the one with kids in elementary school." Old G suddenly sniffed something out. "Junior, you just called Mr. Lin 7th Master? Couples don't usually address each other like that, do they?" Sure, Wei froze. Her senior's the top interrogator. After 10 years of married life, he's been unusually quiet. Does he suspect something? She forced a cozy smile and played it off. "Names don't matter. 7th Master Edu hubby, we swap them all the time." Her senior wasn't convinced. "I don't buy them as a real couple. You seem fine, but Mr. Lin is guarded around you. Does he have an issue with you being a Dragon Scale Academy alum?" A flicker of hurt crossed Wei's face. So they noticed after all. At the perfect moment, her senior delivered the clincher. "Wait, I've seen rumors about Mr. Lin and Chi Motong. Could this be a marriage of convenience?" Lin Du found himself on the defensive. "What gossip blog said that?" "I'll expose them and make them famous, for all the wrong reasons." The senior snapped into action, smirking. "Mr. Lin, prove to everyone you're not gay. Prove you love me." Wei shouted, "No way." Lin Du just sighed helplessly. Then he grabbed a vintage 82 Sprite, psyching himself up. "Can't let them think I've wronged Wei." And the next second he went for it, planting a bold kiss right in front of everyone. Old G was speechless. "With my 10 years of marriage experience, I still can't tell if they're faking it. No real couple plays it this wild." After a full 618 symbolic seconds, Lin Du finally caught his breath and said calmly, "Relax. We're a normal married couple. Since you're doubting my relationship with Chi Motong, I'll bring him next time to explain it himself." Wei stood there, utterly dumbfounded. This guy. He was sulking over breakfast a few hours ago, and now he's staging a live drama. Something's definitely wrong with him. That night when they got home, Wei was still tipsy. Lin Du frowned. "With that alcohol tolerance, you dared to finish an entire bottle of vodka?" Wei slurred proudly. "Of course. I could pilot a plane if I wanted. My senior sisters feel like family. I'm just really happy when I'm with them." Lin Du sighed softly. "That kiss earlier. It was my fault. I'll be more careful next time." "Nope. You better keep doing it," she said, giggling. Then her tone turned serious. "Lin Du, be honest. Did you have someone investigate me? Since you already know, there's no point hiding it." He was just about to explain, when Wei suddenly burst into laughter, squealing like a piglet. "That investigator must be terrible. We've been married for 2 months and she still hasn't cleared my name." Lin Du sat up straight. "As the head of the Lin family, I have to..." But before he could finish, Wei pressed a hand over his lips. "7th Master, no need to explain. The innocent stay innocent. check whatever you want, either way in this life I'll never let you go. Lin Du blinked. You're not mad that I investigated you? If I love Lin Du, she said softly, then I have to love the Lin Du who's cautious and insecure, the Lin Du who's proud and complicated. The Lin Du who plans, who takes responsibility, who carries the world on his shoulders. That I can't just love the rich and handsome Lin Du. After that flood of confession, even the coldest iceberg would have melted. Lin Du smirked. You really are something, Wei. Go ahead, whatever move you make I'll match you to the end. Wei grinned slyly. Then how about a little kiss right now? Lin Du sighed. Wei, are you actually drunk or just pretending? Guess I'm not getting out of this night alive, he thought. Every night, father and son ended up in silent battles for mommy's affection, until the scoundrel dad secretly sent his own kid to the demon training camp. When Wei found out, she nearly exploded, storming off to confront the deadbeat dad. Meanwhile, that very dad was getting chewed out. Lin Du, are you insane? Who told you to hand out my business card for blind dates? Lin Du shrugged innocently. Come on, Mr. Movie King, I was helping you out. Ever since Annie dumped you, she's remarried with a kid now. You're still single. Chi Motong rolled his eyes. You kidding me? To a Hollywood star like me, career comes first. Lin Du lowered his sunglasses and shot him a look. Please. The tabloids say you dump people all the time, but it's obvious you're the one getting dumped. Chi Motong huffed. I've already forgotten her. Don't act like finding love makes you special, Lin Du said coldly. Love's a luxury, freedom's priceless. Yeah, what even is love? Chi scoffed. Can you eat it? Does it pay rent? And even if you're married, so what? A woman's just pretty obedient, that's all. Sure, she's a bit smarter than that PhD girl by Qing Shao, can spout a few random foreign languages. Oh, and she's got all those traditional virtues, loyal, gentle, all that crap. Cooks, takes care of kids, warms the bed, cuddles, flirts, acts cute. Honestly, what's she good for? Lin Du ranted for a solid 618 minutes before muttering, her biggest flaw though. She's way too soft when I hold her. Chi Motong snapped. You bastard. You looking to get punched? Cousin Bai Ting Shao quickly jumped in. Alright cousin, my bad. That I never should have video called you. If I hadn't, your emotional wound wouldn't have been reopened, my brother wouldn't have flexed his wife again, and you wouldn't be salted like that. Just as he finished, Wei was already approaching the battlefield. Lin Du's eyes lit up instantly. He tossed a towel at his cousin. Your sister-in-law's here. Get dressed and get out. Wei's voice came from the doorway. Why are you in such a hurry, As she stepped inside, she found Lin Du already striking a pose like he'd rehearsed it. You needed me for something, he asked smoothly. Wei sighed, keeping her cool. You done swimming yet? Not yet. What, wanna join me? I didn't come to play, I came to talk business. But before she could finish her serious tone, her foot slipped. Splash. Straight into the pool. Naturally, Lin Du saw his moment to shine. You okay? I'm fine. It's just, your dripping hair is about to poke me in the eye. Can you let go first? Lin Du shook his head stubbornly like a mischievous pup. Hey Lin Du, you really do act like a dog sometimes. Wait, are you trying to play hard to get? She pushed him away, face serious. We have a marriage contract. Try to behave. You think I can't read your little mind games? Put that ambition away. Don't be cocky and clueless. Ambition? What ambition? She shot back, then froze. Wait, could he know I went to see Drunken Elf? Anyway, she changed the subject quickly. I came to talk about Zhuobo. I want to stay with him in the silent room. Lin Du arched a brow. Do you even know what kind of place the silent room is? Heard it's a small cabin on the lake island for his training. What? Don't tell me there's a man-eating monster out there? Lin Du's gaze turned razor-sharp. He said nothing. Wei sensed something was wrong and went to the island's shore with the butler that night. The road to the isolation isle was a floating bridge with no rails or protection. Even trained people wouldn't dare cross it. Wei was furious. Lin Du, are you insane? You built a crocodile farm next to your son's training ground. What, not enough meat to share? She snorted. We have a helicopter at home. Why would I walk? Technology is so advanced now. Why walk when I can fly? She took the helicopter straight to the island. In the surveillance room, Lin's mother slammed the table. A wife is meant to be loved, not toyed with. The chest-hair cousin jumped in. Relax, auntie. That helicopter was prepared by my brother. He just wants to test her problem-solving skills. Lin's mother grew anxious. No. He's relapsing again. Has he really forgotten everything from 5 years ago? That episode lasted 3 years at its worst, but I only managed to hide it from everyone. If it happens again, I might not be able to cover for him anymore. Meanwhile, Lin Du smirked. Getting to the island is just stage 1. Let's see what kind of adventure my wife has next. On the other side, Wei was fully unleashed, fighting the sky, the earth, and Lin Du himself. 15 minutes later, they finally arrived at the silent room. She thought it would be a quiet little retreat, but Lin Du had built it like a military base. At the door, the facial recognition system failed to unlock. Uncle Zhong, how do we open this silent room door? This place belongs to old Qin. He's the only one who lives here, the butler replied. Wei recalled what she'd learned. Qin Zhouxing, Xiaobao's master, once served as a soldier. He'd wandered through the third battlefield in North Africa, even worked for underground religious militias. A man who'd lived by the blade and cheated death countless times. For someone like that to return home alive and live quietly as a teacher. Clearly he's no ordinary man. Before they could say more, the alarm blared. Intruder detected. Prepare for combat. The butler sighed helplessly. Madam, at this hour old Chen's probably asleep, and his morning temper is terrible. Furious, Wei didn't care anymore. She just wanted to see her son. Suddenly, robots surrounded her from every direction. She was about to ask if they attacked people, when one punched the butler clean across the floor. Uncle Zhong, are you okay? I'm fine, just a slip disc again. Fine. Let's do this the hard way. Wei roared, tearing into a robot barehanded. Either open the door, or you'll all end up like this. Her threat worked. The door finally opened. Inside, she saw little Xiaobao practicing with a training gun, focused and serious. The moment he saw her, his eyes lit up and he ran over. Mommy, I missed you so much. Why did you take so long to find me? Wei's heart tightened. Why did this boy love her so much? They'd only known each other a few months, yet it felt like a true bond, like mother and son. Was it just fate? Alright, sweetheart, let's go home. Can't, Mommy. Master said I can't leave until I finish my training. Just then, the door slammed shut behind them. Damn it. Locked again. Getting in was hard enough, but getting out's even worse. It was little Xiaobao's first real shooting practice, and even his stepmom couldn't help but say, damn, that's impressive. I haven't learned that much, the boy replied seriously. Just the AK-47 MG4, HK-416, and the Thompson 192. Next month, Master's teaching me to drive a tank. Wei sighed helplessly. Great. His father's not raising a child, he's building a war machine. Xiaobao, where's your master? Tell him to come out and explain this. A gruff voice came from the shadows. Too much motherly love spoils the child. Lin Qi'd better keep his wife in line. Wei snapped back, Mr. Qin, I'd like to discuss Xiaobao's training with you. The moment the man saw her, his brain short-circuited like lightning hitting a power line. Without a word, he turned and bolted. A minute later, he returned all serious. Hello, Mrs. Lin. That person just now wasn't me. This is the real me. Name's Qin Zhouxing, Xiaobao's mentor. Wei blinked. Bro, who even are you? The butler quickly filled in, yes, Madam. He's really called Old Qin. He's only 35. Just perpetually unkempt. From the surveillance room, his cousin warned, Bro, judging by Old Chen's face, I think your head's in danger. Lin Du stayed calm, patting the dog beside him. Be good, brother. Close the door. Tears welled up in the cousin's eyes. So it's true. My brother really does love me. Wait, why close the door? So it's easier to beat you. Moments later, screams echoed from outside. 618 hours later, Lin Du said coolly, prepare supplies. I'll be staying here to spar with Old Chen. And afterward, I'll make up our honeymoon with my wife. Maybe catch a few crocodiles while we're at it. That night, little Xiaobao sighed sadly. Daddy, is this really okay? My heart's colder than a brick wall. Lin Du pressed his son's head down. Sleep, brat. Your mommy and I have important things to do. Just then, Wei's phone rang. Hello, Miss Wushuang. This is Xian Yu, chief assistant to Zui Yaoer. Wei immediately hit the record button. Looks like that resumesh sent to Zui Yaoer's studio wasn't in vain. If she remembered right, this Xian Yu was the woman who'd later frame Zui Yaoer for plagiarism, destroying her career. I've reviewed your file. Xian Yu said that you've only worked as a part-time model for minor magazines. ICE is China's top fashion brand. Even world-class models rarely get in. With your background, even if Miss Yauer supports you, upper management won't approve. Still, if you're willing, I can help. But you know how this works. Nothing in this world comes for free. Wei wouldn't stand for it. Coldly, save your breath that I'll keep my spot with my own skills. The woman dropped the act. You don't need to come again. She sneered, a no-name hen thinking she can be a phoenix. Lin Du snapped. You call my wife a hen? Who the hell are you? Little Zhao Bao chimed in. You bully my mommy. I'll have Ultraman handle you. The woman grew even angrier that you've got a kid old enough to buy soy sauce, and you still dare chase a modeling career? Wei kept calm. She knew Xian Yu had a powerful backer. Now wasn't the time to fight. She needed strategy, not emotion. Protecting Zui Yauer was the key to her studio's first victory. The next morning, the purple-haired Xian Yu called her boss. Dong, don't worry that in a week the fashion world will have a real show. Good. Once it's done, you'll be the new creative director and my woman. Xian Yu grinned. Soon the entire fashion scene will be mine. Meanwhile, at Zui Yauer's studio, an assistant rushed in. Yauer, that sure Wushuang girl totally ditched us. Xian Yu was about to gloat when she saw Wei already chatting warmly with Zui Yauer. Xian Yu, look at this. Yauer smiled. Doesn't this outfit look stunning on Wei? I was never satisfied with this main piece before, but her suggestion made it perfect. Xian Yu froze in disbelief. Zui Yauer had given the main stage outfit to Shi Wushuang. Wei smiled politely. Sister Xian Yu, did you sleep well after our call last night? Before the purple-haired woman could answer, Zui Yauer asked curiously, Oh, you two are that close already. What did you talk about? Wei replied smoothly. Sister Xian Yu said I've only done part-time modeling for small magazines, so becoming a model for the top fashion brand in China is nearly impossible. Unless... Xian Yu froze. She didn't expect that. Wei almost exposed her bribery scheme but chose to hold back. Unless I work hard enough, seize the opportunity and follow you Yauer Jia to learn properly. Xian Yu blinked. She didn't expose me. Is she trying to use my resources instead? With flawless acting, Wei added, Thank you, Sister Xian Yu. What my husband and son said about you last night came straight from their hearts. Zui Yauer gasped. Wait, you're married and have a child. No wonder you have that mature charm. She laughed warmly. And your figure's still perfect after giving birth. You little enchantress, I adore you even more now. Here, take this ticket. Bring your husband and son to the show. Wei accepted the ticket, thoughtful. If Lin Du sees me in something this revealing, he'll definitely get jealous. Better not let him find out. The purple-haired Xian Yu was fuming. That sure Wushuang. Who does she think she is? She hissed under her breath. Once I take the director's seat at IC, she'll be the first to go. Meanwhile, things were progressing smoothly, not just with Zui Yauer, but also with Wei's golden-haired little brother, who had passed his idol audition. You're amazing, little bro. Wei beamed. I'm so proud of you. Sis, it's only natural that if I can't even pass the audition, how can I chase my dream? He grinned. Wei's tone grew serious. Next month you'll be on the show. The entertainment world's a Shark Tank. I'll find you a gold-tier manager. After some digging, she set her sights on Jiang Bingbing. Her brother blinked. Jiang Bingbing, the ace agent from Zebra Pictures, but she disappeared from the industry a year ago. Wei explained calmly. Zebra Pictures was founded by her and her husband Ma Exen. She handled talent and marketing. He ran the capital side. But as the company grew, he got arrogant and cheated. Now she's suing for divorce and fighting for both company shares and custody of their daughter. She's vulnerable, which means it's the perfect time for me to reach her. Xiao Li suddenly came in clutch. Madam, I found something. Jiang Bingbing's daughter Lian Lian is in the same kindergarten and the same class as young master. Look, here's their photo. A spark lit up in Wei's eyes. If I pick Xiaobao up tomorrow evening, I might just meet Jiang Bingbing in person. She realized Jiang Bingbing's situation mirrored Zui Yauer's. Both women were at a turning point in life. Why not tackle both at once? Attend Zui Yauer's fashion show and at the same time, build a connection with Jiang Bingbing. That way, Chen's show outfit and the top-tier agent will both be secured, and maybe even a future match for Xiaobao. Wei smirked. What a perfect plan. The next afternoon, she and Lin Du went to pick up their son. How's the studio going lately? Lin Du asked casually. My models are staying active in top-tier shows that I'm still negotiating with a big-name designer. Once I get him on board, we'll launch our own brand. You're not walking the runway yourself. Lin Du teased. Nope, Wei replied. The show tickets are already given away. She added under her breath. That day I'll be helping Zue Yaoer tear into her rivals that I'd rather you not see my fierce side. Lin Du chuckled. Then I'll just show up, see how fierce my wife can be. Just then Jiang Bingbing's daughter Lian Lian came out of the kindergarten. Oh no, all the kids are gone, where's ours? Wei's heart skipped a beat. Little Xiaobao munched on his skewer and muttered, I've been standing here for 5 minutes already. Did I ask this really my dad? Wei immediately caught on. Xiaobao, you're staying because you didn't want Lian Lian to feel lonely, right? You waited until her mom arrived. The boy blushed, scratching his cheek. Oh, I'm the class monitor. I'm just doing my job. Once Wei confirmed that Lian Lian's mother was Jiang Bingbing, she decided to move to the next step. Xiaobao, you and Daddy go home first up. Mommy's going to get to know Lian Lian's mom. Next week I'll try to invite her and Lian Lian over. Xiaobao sighed as he got in the car. Mommy can't wait to kick me out, huh? Lin Du chuckled and led him inside. Just as Xiaobao threw away the trash, his scummy dad stepped on the gas and drove off in his luxury car. Xiaobao muttered, wow, Dad's got guts. Did he drink too much milk or something? Meanwhile, Jiang Bingbing had just gotten home when she was stopped by her husband Ma Xian's bodyguard, Aishan. It was obvious, he was here to pressure her about the divorce again. Miss Bingbing, looks like you still didn't follow the boss's orders, Aishan sneered. You dared to pick your kid up yourself. Relax, I won't kill you as long as you cooperate. You don't want your daughter waking up traumatized, do you? So be smart. Sign the papers and there's $1,000,000 compensation in it for you. Ding Ding knew half of Zebra Picture success was won because of her work for Ma Xian. Now they wanted to pay her off with 1 million. She laughed at the idea. She ripped into bodyguard Aishan on the spot. I won't sign any agreement. While I'm alive, I'll fight you to the end. Aishan, done with soft tactics, went physical. At the crucial moment, Wei stepped in to save the day. Big man, don't bully women. In a few moves she floored Aishan. Wei promised. Bingbing will get the divorce, she won't lose a cent and she'll get custody. She added a warning for Ma Xian. Watch your back with that mistress. Do bad deeds enough and karma will find you. Jiang Bingbing was deeply grateful for Wei's help. Then Wei explained her plan. She wanted Jiang Bingbing to represent her brother Shurchen, and handed over her studio card. Jiang Bingbing asked, Schedule Studio. I've never heard of it. Wei replied, that's because I just founded it. Right now it's just me, my brother, and a group of models who haven't graduated yet. Wei didn't beat around the bush. She promised she could help Jiang Bingbing get a divorce and secure both the assets and full custody of her child. The two quickly reached an agreement and exchanged contact info before leaving. Within a week, Wei said, I'll have proof of Ma Xian's affair. 3 nights later, Wei traced Ma Xian's IP address. She sent a fake kindergarten event link to his phone. Naturally, Ma Xian clicked it. The next second his screen went black. Thinking the phone was broken, he had no idea he was being recorded. Listening from afar, Wei frowned. Ugh, Ma Xian's voice is disgusting. Judging by the recording, he didn't just have one mistress, he had several. The spyware she planted could now track and record him. She'd wait until tomorrow when he met his pregnant mistress. Then bring paparazzi to catch him red-handed. Meanwhile, what was the CEO doing? Welcome home, honey. I'm just watching a movie. Lin Du said nothing, simply unplugged the laptop's earphones. The other side was heating up fast, but Wei was already out of energy. I just wanted to watch some art films. Turns out the art got a little too much. You think I don't know you're making that up? Seriously, Lin Du, you're married and still need this for stimulation? Yeah, just hold it in. Fine, but if I'm gonna hold back, I might as well make it worth it. Lin Du sighed. Will that satisfy you now? Satisfy? You're shooing me away like a beggar. No hug, nothing. Wei's eyes glinted. Point 7. I'm changing our contract. Point 1. Hug every day. 1 kiss every other day. If you refuse, I'll annoy you every night. Lin Du shot back playfully. Fine, let's see what you've got. What happened next? Well, that's for everyone to imagine. The next morning, Wei was ready. Sure enough, Ma Xian had gone to a hotel with mistress number 4. Without hesitation, she picked up her phone. Hello, officer. I'd like to report a man and woman doing something indecent at Huanghui Hotel. Meanwhile, Wei also tipped off the media. With both plans in motion, reporters soon flooded the hotel entrance. Slipping in through the chaos, Wei smirked. Ma Exin, it really is you. Quick, take the shot. The mistress froze as Ma Exin was dragged away, completely humiliated. Wei couldn't be happier. Excuse me, miss, a reporter approached. You're staying next door, right? Do you know anything about this Ma Exin scandal? Wei put on her best innocent face. Oh, I don't really know, she said sweetly. But when I came in, I noticed the woman inside. Her belly looked round, maybe pregnant? The paparazzo's eyes lit up and scribbled fast. Huge scoop. Married man caught cheating, and the mistress is pregnant. This'll blow up. Soon Ma Exion's scandal shot into the top 3 trending searches. More anonymous posts followed, exposing him for faking charity events, tax evasion, and running illegal businesses overseas. After investigation, authorities confirmed the charges and officially arrested him. With the government stepping in, Zebra Entertainment fell into a major PR crisis. Deputy Director Jiang Bingbing took charge amid the chaos, stepping up to rebuild the company's reputation. On the day of the big fashion show, Wei smiled. Bingbing, that was one hell of a comeback. Congrats. It's all thanks to you, Bingbing replied. Without your help, I couldn't have sued Ma Exin, exposed everything I went through, or taken back my daughter and the company. While Wei was getting her look finalized backstage, several spies were suddenly caught. Her assistant sighed, unfazed. Ugh, must be agents from Mitro again. They always copy our runway concepts. Word is, Mitro's been getting new investors lately. Fanfan Entertainment's even made a scene at their dinner party. Wei frowned. That's odd. After Grandpa stripped Shifenjia of control over Fanfan Entertainment, she shouldn't have had any capital left. How did she bounce back as a Mitro investor? Sure enough, over at Mitro headquarters, Shifenjia was stirring up drama again. I invested all that money and you give me second place again. If you can't beat them, you're fired. Design director Zhao Handong sighed as the staff muttered, she's got quite the temper. And honestly, being the eternal runner-up still takes skill. Suddenly, Zhao Handong's lips curved into a sly, wicked grin. President, sure, calm down. I don't think my designs are any worse than Drunk Yaoers. Those haters don't understand art. Our Mitro style just overlaps a bit. She only got famous first, so people favor her. Shifenjia snapped coldly, I don't care what excuses you make. I only want results. If you can't surpass her next quarter, don't blame me for turning ruthless. Zhao laughed softly, relax. Drunk Yaoer will soon fall from her pedestal, right under my heel. Damn it, if you weren't one of the investors, no one would tolerate that attitude of yours. After finishing her talk with Zhao Handong, Shifenjia turned away and answered a call. Boss, why are you calling me now? The voice on the other end was cold. If I hadn't been secretly supporting you, you'd have been kicked out of China's high society circle long ago. I heard you've been arranging things for the elites, finding lost or abandoned young boys and girls for their entertainment. The new project's still in development. Getting me a few dozen live subjects shouldn't be a problem, right? Meanwhile, the fashion show carried on as scheduled. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this season's autumn-winter show. Please enjoy tonight's galaxy of stars. Lin Du sat quietly in a corner of the audience, spinning his glow stick. Wei, you'd better look stunning tonight or else. Before he could finish, Wei stepped onto the runway like a bolt of lightning. Lin Du's once dull eyes suddenly lit up. Well, he thought, at least she remembers she's a married woman. Not too revealing. Not bad. How about now? The next second, Wei ripped off her coat and threw him a flirty wink. What do you think, Lin Du? Didn't let you down, did I? Lin Du forced a polite smile, while the reporters nearby were already shouting, quick, get their lovey-dovey moment. Tomorrow's headline guaranteed. Good job, Wei. That will settle the payment once you're off stage. But Wei hadn't forgotten her real goal, helping Drunk Yaoer expose the truth. Just as she predicted in her previous life, during the designer's closing segment, a blonde suddenly jumped up, accusing Drunk Yaoer of plagiarism. You fraud. Copycat. Get out of here. The blonde kept yelling while reaching out, ready to grab someone. Lin Du froze for a moment. This woman. In the blink of an eye, Wei kicked the blonde straight back a few steps. With her aura bursting, Wei snapped, Drunk Yaoer copied you. Fine. Then tell us, how exactly did she plagiarize you? Even drunk Yaoer herself was stunned. Why does she look angrier than me? The blonde smirked and pulled out her so-called proof. These are all my design drafts, with my name and date on them. She copied every single one. In an instant, the crowd turned against drunk Yaoer, making her the target of everyone's anger. But Wei quickly came up with an idea. Since you claim these are your original designs, then please explain your design concept. The blonde stammered, unable to answer. Wei smiled faintly. So the self-proclaimed creator can only recite a few commercial slogans? Then she began her calm counterattack. Yaoer grew up in southern Italy, deeply influenced by Greek mythology, especially the legend of the Sphinx, a lion-bodied, human-faced female creature symbolizing divine punishment. She would block travelers and question them with riddles. Those who failed to answer were devoured. The Sphinx represents wisdom and knowledge, and during the Renaissance, its image became a significant motif in European decorative art. Drunk Yaoer connected her fashion philosophy with this mythical creature, because she hoped every woman wearing her designs could embody the Sphinx, mysterious, wise, and powerful. That's what defined the unique beauty of her work. Wei spoke passionately, full of conviction. Damn, Yaoer thought, this girl knows me better than I know myself. Amazing. Meanwhile, Lindu was growing increasingly uneasy. She wasn't even this excited when we got married. Yaoer, don't just stand there. Go expose her, someone urged. With Wei leading the charge, Yaoer quickly regained her composure. How about this? Let's each design 3 outfits on the spot, based on the same theme, and let the experts here decide who's telling the truth. The blonde's face paled. Nervous but cornered, she had no choice but to step onto the stage. Down below, Yaoer's assistant Xianyu sensed trouble and quietly slipped away. Both sides began sketching on the spot, and within minutes, the winner was obvious. The elegant yet daringly creative dress could only have come from drunk Yaoer. The blonde's design, on the other hand, was all over the place. Nothing like Yaoer's style. How could she have copied that? Lindu smirked slightly. This round's already in Wei's bag. Realizing she was exposed, the blonde quickly ratted out her boss, Xianyu, but it was too late. Xianyu had already fled. Yaoer finally understood who had betrayed her. After wrapping everything up, Wei finally took a breather, only to notice her shoes didn't quite fit. A sudden chill brushed past. Had fun, huh? Where's your jacket? Oh, come on, it's summer. It's breezy and comfy like this. Besides, don't I look better without it? Why so uptight, 7th Master? Lindu replied curtly, it's indecent. But inside, his thoughts were a mess. If I admit I just don't want other men seeing her curves, wouldn't that mean admitting I'm jealous? No way. You stubborn Sundra. I don't believe you'll ever admit it. Wei huffed. Am I really supposed to go to the dinner dressed like this? Without a word, Lindu took off his jacket and draped it over her shoulders. Hey, what are you doing? Your suit doesn't even match my outfit. It looks weird. Taking you home. He lifted her effortlessly into his arms. Silly woman, your feet are blistered and you didn't even tell me that I booked a hotel tonight. We need to talk properly. Wei blushed, though she was secretly delighted that's not good. Everyone's watching. Lindu snorted. Let them. Since when is carrying my wife a crime? 7th Master, I do have some dignity, you know. The crowd of reporters around them went wild with envy. Please, could you two strike a pose for tomorrow's front page? The couple immediately switched into Showtime mode, perfectly in sync. Thanks, everyone, make sure the photos turn out flattering. Lindu leaned in close, his voice low against her ear. We're sleeping together tonight, he whispered, so we don't end up dreaming of different things. Then he teasingly pinched her cheek in front of everyone. The next morning, Wei was shocked to find that Xianyu had started attacking drunk Yaoer from another angle. She publicly claimed Yaoer was transgender, and even accused her of murder. The rumors spread fast. Netizens not only attacked Yaoer but also turned on Wei for defending her that day. Just as Wei was getting frustrated, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Yaoer. Let's talk in person. Fine, Wei muttered. Keeping her calm comes first. Xiaoli, we're going to the bar. Let's bring Yaoer back before she does something stupid. Got it, madam. You go charm your cash cow, and I'll handle the rest. Meanwhile, while Wei was in the shower, Seventh Master Lin was already eavesdropping on Zhao Handong and Xian Yu's call. Sir, are you going to handle this personally this time? His aide asked. Lin Du's eyes turned sharp that if they dare drag anyone from the Lin family into this, they'd better be ready to make me their enemy. Xiaoli nodded solemnly on the surface, but inside she was practically squealing. Seventh Master really is the ultimate wife-protector. My ship is so real. Soon, Wei arrived at the bar where she'd arranged to meet drunk Yaoer. She got straight to the point. I'll help you clear your name. You help me promote my brother and my studio with a joint fashion line. And I want you to be the exclusive stylist for my studio's artists. Make them the highlight of every red carpet, dazzling and unforgettable. How about it? Yaoer hesitated, visibly conflicted. I've always lived for fashion. I've never been anyone's personal stylist. Wei smiled, unsurprised that if you work with me, I'll rebuild a brand just for you. Create whatever you want. I won't restrict your art. Just don't make me lose money. Yaoer froze for a moment, then nodded decisively. I'm in. Thank you. Really, I'll repay you somehow. You don't owe me, Wei said softly. I just showed you a path forward. I truly want to be your friend. Don't worship me. Don't think about paying me back. What you need, your reputation, your connections, I'll help you get them one step at a time. After that talk, even drunk Yaoer had to admit, Wei's methods were impressive. And with Lin Du stepping in, everything else went much smoother. It turned out that after Xian Yu realized her scheme against Yaoer was exposed, she started buying trending topics to spread more scandals while secretly contacting Zhao Handong. Honestly, the woman was foolish, betraying her own mentor just to stay with that man. But Zhao Handong, afraid she might expose him, pretended to reassure her while secretly hiring a hitman to silence her. Thankfully, Xiaoli arrived just in time to save Xian Yu, and after a few days of digging, she gathered enough evidence to bring Zhao Handong down for good. Meanwhile, with his best friend's wedding coming up, Lin Du was helping his wife pick a dress online. How about this green one? The slit's too high. Then this one? Back's too open. Wei sighed helplessly. Can we finally agree on one now? Why does your dress have to be missing fabric right there? We've only got 3 buttons left on the closet. If we don't leave now, we'll miss the actor's birthday party. Lin Du didn't argue, he hit the green button. How about this? 6,180 options, still not enough for you? Wei's eyes widened. Wait, our wardrobe has secret mechanisms. After endless fussing, the two finally arrived at the banquet. Someone teased, President Lin, your wife's dress may be conservative, but your taste's just average. Behind them, little Xiaobao struggled to lift the hem of the gown, looking pitiful. Lin Du patted his head. Good job. Here's 30 cents. Go buy yourself a snack. Yay? Tonight's dog food from mom and dad was extra filling. Meanwhile, cousin Bai Tingxiao sighed. Every time I see a girl, I can't resist teasing her. When she gets mad, I think it's cute. MIA freak? You don't get it, Chimotong said proudly. The most twisted ones are often the purest lovers. Like that mysterious woman who saved me from the explosion on set. My body and soul belong to her. Lin Du, just walking in, chuckled dryly. A guy who keeps getting dumped teaching a virgin about love. One dares to talk, the other dares to listen. Wei rolled her eyes. What now, my sentimental uncle? This birthday party looks more like a wedding, and you're still hung up on that mystery girl? Chi Motong groaned. Wedding my ass, I haven't even found her yet. The cousin immediately turned to Wei. Hey, how's my little brother doing lately? Wei smiled. Busy with that idol survival show. Xiaochen gave me a few tickets for his performance. Come cheer him on. Lin Du narrowed his eyes from the side. Something about that boy felt off. Suddenly, Wei spotted a familiar face. Her senior sister, disguised as a waitress. What was she doing here? Gentlemen, excuse me a moment. Wei stood up quickly. Lin Du's gaze darkened, already in control of the situation. Sure, Wei, if you dare take off that cape tonight, be ready for a lesson when we get home. She chuckled softly. You're really getting controlling these days, huh? Cousin Bai Tingxiao watched with glee. Ah, so the wife's dress was your choice, big bro? Something wrong? Oh no, nothing. Senior sister, you've probably heard. The top-ranked assassin group on the dark web, Deep Sea, just accepted a sky-high bounty from the Night Pigeon leader. Yes. Our intel network's been helping the Night Pigeon upper ranks suppress internal rebellion. Now they've demanded we locate the one who's been missing for half a year. That I'll be traveling to the Empire soon. I came here to tell you in person. Messages might be tapped. As they talked, Wei suddenly turned and spotted Dog Bark Girl again. Up to her old tricks, staging another fake accusation scene. Wei had no intention of interfering, but the woman was a solid actress. With her past life knowledge, Wei knew this girl would one day win multiple Oscars, and even Jiang Bingbing had praised her highly. Since she was still a rookie, Wei decided then and there to bring her into her studio. What followed was classic. Dog Bark schemed against Jian Dan during the banquet, trying to frame her, only to be slapped down by Wei every time. In the end, Jian Dan was moved by Wei's sincerity and sense of justice, and willingly joined her studio, another strong ally gained. As soon as Wei returned to Qi Ye's side, she leaned in close for a little snuggle. Sure Wei, I told you not to take off that shawl. You just had to dance on my landmine. Want a spanking? Whoa, this brutal romance scene. Am I even allowed to watch this? Suddenly the entire hall went dark. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, let's all wish my dear friend Qi Motong a happy birthday. Music prodigy Shin Tianyun appeared on stage. The crowd of girls instantly went wild, screaming as if possessed. Oh my god, it's him. 2 years ago he quit showbiz after leaving his old agency and went abroad to study. Wei froze for a moment, eyes wide. Tianyunji, he's back? Sure Wei, where are your eyes wandering? Your beloved husband's right here. Oh come on, that's just my childhood neighbor. He went abroad for school and built his career there. What Wei didn't know was that her neighbor brother had his own agenda for returning home. Little Candy, if I'd known you'd go through all this, I'd have taken you with me back then. Let me settle the score for you first. Lin Du's killing intent flared instantly. Even little Zhuobao sensed it. Oh, Dad's rival in love? Anyway, I've got another gig to run to, Shin Tianyun said with a polite smile. Next month when I'm back, dinner's on me. Wei forced a laugh. Sure, we'll call our old friends from Nanyuan Street too. Make it a big reunion. Lin Du's chest tightened with irritation. Absolutely not. Then it's settled. Next month, the 3rd 6 p.m. Atlantis Undersea Hotel. Shin Tianyun smiled smoothly. Perfect. See you there. Watching Wei leave, Shin Tianyun's heart was heavy. The gears of fate have started to turn again. I just hope you won't hate me for coming back too late. Meanwhile, arms dealer brother Tian arrived unexpectedly at Mr. Chang's residence with crucial intel. Lord Qi hasn't returned yet, Mr. Chang. Please wait with me in the garden. Blackskin hesitated. Should we at least give Adu and Godmother a heads up first? After weeks of investigation, they confirmed that the story of the sister being found by her mother at 18 was true. But tracing back to when she was sold by her grandmother right after birth led to another girl. One who'd been traded multiple times by traffickers and eventually disappeared into the Empire's 7th district 20 years ago. The trail ended there. The truth ran deep. Suddenly, Madame Lin interrupted Blackskin's thoughts. Xiaotian, long time no see. Come have tea with me. He wanted to refuse, but her insistence left no room. He knew Lin Du's father had died young and his mother, Lady Eurify, had taken over the Lin family and raised him alone. After the Fujitai affair, the two elders stepped back from the public eye but still wielded strong influence within the clan. Blackskin sighed inwardly. For Godmother to stop me now. It's no coincidence. Looks like I won't be able to meddle in the sister-in-law's affairs anymore. As soon as they got home, Wei learned from Xiaoli that Zhao Handong had fallen from power. What? But I haven't even made my move yet. She frowned. Someone powerful must have stepped in. Could it be him? That night she couldn't hold it in anymore. Lin Du, was it you behind Zhao Handong's downfall? He smirked faintly. You just realized. Don't thank me or apologize. With your skills, you could have taken him down yourself. That I stepped in only because the whole thing pissed me off. So don't overthink it. Hearing that, Wei's hands froze mid-massage. What's wrong? He asked. She whispered, Lin Du, I'm sorry. Ever since we married, I've done so little for you. You're always the one quietly handling everything. So perfect it hurts. This life should have been mine to protect you. But somehow it's still you protecting me. Lin Du hesitated. That you've helped me more than you think. Mother and Uncle Zhong have seen it too. They just never said it out loud. Then he suddenly lay back on the couch. Let me rest a bit. Those memories just came flooding back. Wei froze, she had never seen him like this before. Slowly Lin Du slipped into that long-buried memory. When I was 9, I caught some strange illness that I'd suddenly feel drained, like my whole body was hollowed out. Mother said it was narcolepsy. I'd fall into deep sleep without warning. But every time I woke up, it felt like I'd lived through something. Parts of my memory were gone. And the servants, they'd always have bruises or cuts, looking at me with fear in their eyes as if hiding something. At 18, I slept for 3 whole years. Luckily after that, the illness just vanished and I went back to being normal. Yet the emptiness only grew stronger, like I'd lost something precious, something I could never find again. From age 9 to 21, I was trapped in a prison of my own mind, plagued by headaches, dizziness, insomnia, memory loss, hallucinations, and voices that I had no friends, no love, no anchor. Gradually, I stopped feeling anything for the people around me. Even food lost its taste. I hate to admit it, but it's a kind of mental disability. To put it bluntly, mental illness. Until the day I met you, I had no real sense of anything. But you, your flaws, your pain, felt strangely familiar, like I'd finally found someone the same as me. While being with you, my senses started to return. The emptiness began to fade. My body and mind both changed. But deep inside, something warned me, what's waiting ahead could be salvation, or hell. If I crossed that line, there might be no turning back. So, the way I avoid, hesitate, and act numb, it's all just a defense mechanism. I keep reminding myself, don't become someone desperate for love, and don't let love destroy me. So my love for you, however shallow, is still love. And however real it is, it will always stay restrained. I know it's twisted and abnormal, but I can't change it. Wei was stunned. Lin Du had finally opened his heart. Sometimes he wasn't as strong as he looked. Wei leaned in and gently cupped Lin Du's face. I'll use my sincerity to calm your chaos and my love to tame your madness. Lin Du, remember the promise under the stars. I'll spend my whole life proving it to you. Lin Du's 7th master's gaze softened, yet turmoil brewed inside. Lixen once told me, she's not the right one for me. He even said I could leave her, break up and walk away. But freedom of will can't kill what I feel for her. I haven't even confirmed who she really is. I know I shouldn't. But I can't lie to myself. And no matter how guarded I try to be, I've already fallen. Early the next morning, Wei received an unexpected call. Wei, it's Aunt Yuwu. Let's go visit your mother's grave today. If she remembered right, Yuwu had been her mother's closest friend. For a moment, Wei froze. The truth behind her mother's death might finally come to light. She was shocked. For years she couldn't find any trace of Aunt Yuwu, and now the woman had reached out to her on her own. When they arrived at Xiao Moli's grave, Yuwu began speaking softly to the tombstone. Moli, I'm sorry. During your final days I should have stayed to take care of you. But the director sent me on a 2-month assignment out of town. And when I came back and asked to see your medical records, I was suddenly fired. No explanation, just gone. Something about it felt terribly wrong. Wei frowned slightly. Aunt Yu, then where have you been all these years? After I was fired, my husband suddenly lost his job. 2.no company in the capital would hire us again. It felt like someone wanted us driven out completely. We even received death threats. In the end, we had no choice but to flee to Hong Kong. Wei stared at the woman before her. The Aunt Yu she remembered had always been elegant and well kept, but now she looked worn and aged. Yuwu gave a bitter smile. And now you've become Mrs. Lin. Maybe this really is fate's strange arrangement. So even if it costs me my life, I'll tell you everything I know. Wei froze for a moment. Aunt Yu, please don't say things like that. Listen carefully, Wei, your mother might not have died from liver cancer at all. When she was first diagnosed, it wasn't too late. With proper treatment, the chances of recovery were high. And since your mother was a doctor herself, she wasn't panicked. She even made her own detailed treatment plan. Hearing that, Wei's mind drifted back. What Aunt Yu said seemed to make sense. She remembered her mother smiling, comforting them instead. When I get better, we'll all go on vacation together. But not long after, her conditions spiraled out of control. Even the doctors were helpless. It all happened too suddenly. Yuwu interrupted her thoughts, her tone calm but heavy. Wei, I'm not a detective, but with my medical background and instincts, I could tell. Something back then didn't add up. She reached into her bag and slid out a photo. This picture, I bet you've never seen it before. Wei picked up the phone, a sinking feeling in her chest. On the screen were 2 liver scans, before and after. That's right, Yu said quietly. This is your mother's liver. Look here, this part looks like it was eaten away. Wei froze, her mind blank. But what came next shattered her even more. Do you know how long it took for this change to happen? Wei's voice trembled. 2 months. 1 month? Half a month? A week? One day, Aunt Yu answered. The words hit like thunder. The ground seemed to crumble beneath her feet. Her mother's death wasn't natural at all. Wei Yu said grimly, I'm sure of one thing. No illness deteriorates that fast. Not in a single day. Someone must have done something to her body, maybe even used her for a virus experiment. Hearing the words virus experiment, Wei's eyes widened. It's possible. But I remember my mother's doctor, Uncle Yang, showed me a different scan. Not this one. Yu Wu's expression darkened as if she'd expected that. Yang Zhua. Did you ever look into him? I did. Wei nodded. He immigrated 2 years ago, then died of a heart attack last year. I once suspected that Bichi and her daughter bribed him to hide something in my mom's diagnosis. But the investigation showed nothing unusual. You're wrong, Wei, Yu said solemnly. Old Yang did lie to us, but he was being threatened. The day before he died, he called me. His voice was weak. He said he didn't have time to make things right, that he wanted to apologize to me and to your mother, Molly. The call lasted barely 10 seconds before someone forcibly hung up. Later, when I visited Beijing, I went to his house. Under a dried flower pot, I found a cut X-ray film, your mother's liver. From that, I realized her liver had likely been removed, used in a virus experiment, and then reimplanted. Wei stood frozen, her mind blank. She couldn't believe it. Her mother's death had been part of something far darker than illness. Someone must be pulling the strings, Wei said coldly. And to cover it up, they spent a massive amount of money and power. But she was no longer the helpless girl she once was. Aunt Yu, thank you for telling me everything. You live your life in peace now. From here on, it's my turn. Back home, she immediately ordered Ijia to have Xiaoli start the investigation from the year Aunt Yu was forced to resign. According to our findings, Xiaoli reported the dean who fired her, Xing Nan, vanished shortly after Madame Molly's death. His family said he'd gone overseas alone to attend a so-called religious assembly. The name Creation Order came up. Creation Order? Wei murmured that I've seen that name before. Back at Longling Academy in some classified cases. The Creation Order was a cult that preached a new world order. They recruited members in the fashion and entertainment industries, used seduction and influence to climb among elites, and infiltrated finance, politics, and media. Some virus experiment cases were also linked to them. Ijia concluded, then Madame Molly's death was likely tied to the Creation Order. Wei frowned. But their network is too secretive that if we want to uncover the truth, we'll need to make them notice us first. By rising in the fashion and entertainment world, enough to draw their priests' attention. She exhaled slowly. Xiaoli, about my mother's death. Let's not tell Lin Du for now, okay? Xiaoli looked startled. Madam, do you already know that I've been reporting your activities to Master Lin? Wei smiled faintly. Of course I know. But I also know you've helped me a lot, so I don't mind. Her tone softened but carried firm resolve. My mother's case is too deep, too dangerous. I don't want Lin Du or the Lin family dragged into this, nor do I want him making more enemies because of me. If I'm right, he once refused an invitation from the Creation Order. He lost his father young, carried the entire Lin family alone, and fought his way to the top. I can't let him risk all that again. So this is my burden to bear. Her eyes hardened, determination flickering. Don't forget. I'm from Dragon Scale. I have my own channels. Don't worry, I won't hide it forever. When the truth comes to light, I'll tell Lin Du everything myself. Xiaoli hesitated. Madam, do you only want justice for Lady Molly, or do you plan to expose the entire dark industry behind it? Wei's voice turned calm yet powerful. I may not be in law enforcement, but as a Dragon Scale agent, I've never forgotten what justice means. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and give it my all. Xiaoli's eyes shimmered with respect. Understood, madam. Then please let me keep helping you. The road ahead is too dangerous to walk alone. Wei looked up at the sky, a faint tremor in her breath. Can you see me? I've met so many kind people. Please, give me the strength to bring you justice.